Let's play Who Wants to Be a Liberal? Today we have Stephen Guilbeault, the Minister of Climate Change in Canada. The question for you is, what reduced Canada's greenhouse emissions by 9% in 2020? First answer is carbon tax. Next one is snowshoeing took over cars. Next, snowball fight cuts fuel use. And D is COVID. Now, would you like to call a friend or talk to an expert? Well, what would you like to do? Do you want to lock in your answer? You want to lock in your answer? Okay, it's carbon tax. Okay, let's listen to your explanation of what caused it and see if that makes sense. Let's have a listen.
The fact that our carbon tax is one of the most effective in the world because it will reduce greenhouse gases, which went down by 9%, unlike what we heard on the other side.
To tell the world not to be fooled by the Liberal government.
And Randy in Edmonton also said that the reduction in greenhouse gases in 2020 was caused by carbon tax. It's working. I'll find that video too as well. Here's the world emissions of greenhouse gases. And let's zoom in here. You see that? Look at that, 2020. The entire world went down. Canada went down more because they shut down more. So, Stephen can say in a straight face, in all honesty, stand there and take the notes saying that the carbon tax is working. And that is incredibly insulting to the human race, why he would ever say that. He is a climate guy. He's the expert, 30 years, of experience. And he's taking credit for that. And let's listen to the rest of him on what's going on with this carbon tax of his.
Of this House, and 100% of revenues generated by the carbon tax are returned to the provinces. 90% of households and 10% of municipalities and Indigenous communities. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
The Liberals have missed every single emissions target they've set since they put it in.
To tell the world not to be fooled by the Liberal government.
And another lie, too, is 100% goes back to the provinces. And yes, as Pierre said, they have never met the target. Nobody in the world has ever met the target since it came out. And to fly on a plane and fly to wherever it is on a private jet and make up some numbers that are going to happen in 15 years and, even stop Canadians' economy, just stop it. Stop it for a year. What's that going to reduce? 1.5% of greenhouse gases. I think Stephen is just so desperate to use Canada as a model that you can shut down the economy, and that's what every country should do. And I don't get it why he's so ignorant with that. Because if he wanted to do, the liquefied natural gas, ship that to China and to Germany for geopolitical help. And not only that, it would reduce greenhouse gases. It really would. And he doesn't care. And I find that so unbelievable. He's a Greenpeace guy. This guy has the experience. He's been trained to do this. And all I see is that he's just a glorified, those people that glue their hands to art, or throw tomato paste on art. Or, what else do they do? Glue hands to the floor, the driveway or the highway. That's all he is. He's just a grown-up one of those that got a huge, huge responsibility to look after money and to make changes. And all he does is go back to the basic need like Greta Thunberg, a child that doesn't know anything about the world. And it just goes with that. I find it unbelievable. And Catherine McKenna is even worse. She is the one, at least she admitted it one time in a bar, say it loud, say it often, and they will totally believe it. And that did it. And I'm really surprised in the history of the world that these tactics have not gone away. They've been around forever, and everyone still falls for it. And it's unbelievable why that happens. Anyway, I thought everyone should be able to see that. And Stephen Guilbeault, this guy needs to go on stage. I don't know, I'll say Joe Rogan just because he's famous. I don't care who it is. Just to go on stage or do like a comedy roast of this guy. He needs to just sit down and hear reality. And it just does not sink in with this guy. And it does not sink in. And it's really sad that they use fear to do this. It is really sad. And I can go through examples of all the, raw sewage going in from in the St. Lawrence River in Montreal and stuff, like, and the price on pollution, they use that fear. It's like, do you want to have pollution in Canada? How dare you? It's like, let's get the reality. Like, a ship coming from China to Canada is 25,000 horsepower, 250,000 horsepower, runs 24 hours a day, year round. You know much? I think the top 10 shipping freighters in the world produce more greenhouse gases than all the cars. I'm gonna look that up again, but anyway, that's they don't think about this stuff. Nobody thinks about it. And who takes that greenhouse gas from the ships going around the world? Which country takes responsibility of that? Because maybe Canada should take the responsibility of that, and China too. Obviously, they do it. But Canada, add that onto Canada's bill, because maybe it'll put into perspective what's going on. And those are just simple things that they can do. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. Thanks for watching.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I thank the Leader of the Opposition for his question. This gives me the opportunity to talk about the fact that our carbon tax is one of the most effective in the world because it will reduce greenhouse gases, which went down by 9%, unlike what we heard on the other side of this House. And 100% of revenues generated by the carbon tax are returned to the provinces. 90% of households and 10% of municipalities and Indigenous communities. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Liberals have missed every single emissions target they've set since they put it in. And according to the Parliamentary Budget Officer, the vast majority of Canadians are paying vastly more in carbon tax costs than they get back in rebates, a problem that's about to worsen as the government plans to triple the tax on gas, groceries, and heat. Canadians are already cutting back on their diets. Adults are living in their folks' basement because they can't afford a new house. Will the government cancel this insane plan to triple the tax?
The Honourable Minister of the Environment. Mr. Speaker, I have a riddle for you. Who said, and I quote, "We recognize the most efficient way to reduce our emission is to use pricing mechanism." You could say it's the Minister of the Environment, or my friend and colleague, the Minister of Natural Resources, the Deputy Prime Minister of the Minister of Finance, but no, Mr. Speaker, it's the member of Durham, and I agree with him. Pricing mechanism is the most effective way to fight climate change pollution, and he said that in April of 2021, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Tripling a tax at a time like this is not just insane, it is cruel. And this is going to happen even in British Columbia. They have their own tax there, but the federal government, the costly coalition of the NDP and Liberals, want to force BC to triple its tax now, at a time when gas prices are $2.40 a liter. So once again, for the third time, will they cancel their plan to triple the tax?
The Honourable Minister. Speaker, and I want to thank the Leader of the Opposition to allow me this opportunity to talk about the fact that they were getting there next time. Carbon pricing is good. Now, what they wanted to put in place is the principle of pay to pollute. That's not how we do this on this side of the House, Mr. Speaker. The principle is polluter pay, not pay to pollute. Next time when they flip-flop again on carbon pricing like they've done about 15 times in the last 10 years, pricing pollution is good and polluter pay principle. They need to go that extra step, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well, there they go. They want to divide and distract. They attacked the little old lady living in rural Newfoundland, calling her a polluter for the crime of heating her home in February. According to the Liberal Premier of that province, after the forthcoming increase in the carbon tax, the increased cost of heating the homes of rural Newfoundlanders will have gone up by 80%. Worse yet, this government wants to triple the tax. Why won't they axe the tax?
The Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm happy to announce that we are putting in place a program to help tens of thousands of Canadians to get off home heating oil. Price of home heating oil is skyrocketing because of the illegal invasion of Ukraine by Russia. Mr. Speaker, we will put $250 million efficient renewable energy in Canada to heat their homes and save money, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Oh, great. Just what we need. A new government program to help us pay the cost of a government tax. Don't worry if you live in the countryside of Atlantic Canada, where 40% of people now live in energy poverty after this government has been in power for 70 years. There's a new government program coming. So you need not worry about freezing in the dark as this new tax comes in. That's what they want people to believe. Canadians are not stupid. Canadians are not polluters. They have to heat their homes and travel in a big cold country. Will this government cancel its plan to triple?